Hello and welcome to the MSSA Military Spouse Program Brief for May 2026. Here's our agenda for today. The program overview, we'll go over the technical learning path, the program structure, the eligibility and prerequisites, what the admission process is, and then other resources available to you. So the program objective is to skill military spouses for portable, in-demand IT roles. You become a system administrator who can install, configure, manage, and support IT resources on premises, in the cloud, or in a hybrid environment to meet the technology needs of major organizations. In demand at Microsoft and at many Microsoft partner companies. And these are portable skills for IT roles that you can move with to other locations and towards other companies as well. The program is fully funded and supported by Microsoft. A little bit deeper into the learning path itself, it's called Server and Cloud Administration, and it helps you become a systems administrator skilled in installing, configuring, managing, and supporting these IT resources on-prem or in the cloud or in different hybrid environments. The topics selected for this learning path include scripting and automation, networking, identity and access management, cloud administration, and the Microsoft Azure and Azure AI fundamentals. It's a little bit looking at the different areas of focus, the scripting and automation. You develop PowerShell scripts, automate admin tasks, and manage your cloud resources. In networking, you plan and implement IPv6, implement and configure DHCP, DNS, and IPAM. The identity and access management focus is implement and manage identities using Intra, deploy and manage certificates for security. And then in the cloud administration, you manage identities and governments, configure and manage virtual networks, and implement and manage storage. And in the area of the Azure and Azure fundamentals, the Microsoft Azure Fundamentals certificate you focus on, configure virtual networks, and then Microsoft Azure AI fundamentals as well. The military spouse program structure. So you have leading IT training across the industry with current technology instruction. We keep the curriculum up to date with the latest technology. In your cohort, you have work experience projects. You'll have Microsoft mentorship. These are full-time Microsoft employees that mentor those individuals in the cohort. And then you align to industry certificates. You can complete the certificates while you're in the program as well. Job search strategies and support. We support you in finding employment either in Microsoft or with a partner company. And that area, you work on resume building, interview skills, and utilizing LinkedIn for networking and building a great profile to assist you in finding employment. So it's interactive live classroom instruction. So it's virtual, but it's live. Your instructor is live and everybody's on camera. It's a 20-week program and breaking up how the hours are delivered. You have technical instruction for 448 hours, professional development for 144 hours, and then flex hours, 64 hours. The professional development is the piece that's focused on job search and getting yourself ready for interviews. There's 15 participants per cohort. As I said, everything's live, everyone's on camera. There's daily attendance and collaboration with your fellow cohort members. The professional development training was developed by the Microsoft Military Affairs team, and it's around individuals who are switching careers, are upskilling and looking to find new opportunities in the tech sector. And technical and career skills mentorship, as I mentioned, from full-time Microsoft employees. The career search infrastructure, we have a team as part of Microsoft Military Affairs that works with other companies, Microsoft corporate partners who are interested in hiring from the program. There's no hiring fees to those partners. We have a strong relationship with many great companies who have hired from the MSSA program, spouse program over the years. And your corporate engagement manager, who's the day-to-day individual from Microsoft who works with you engages with that team for opportunities. Here's just a little breakup on how the program is delivered day to day. The typical week where you're receiving technical instruction has Monday through Thursday. You receive the technical instruction with our Microsoft certified instructor. It's 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You have, of course, breaks throughout the day and lunch, and you receive that technical instruction. And then every Friday during the technical delivery week is a professional development day where you're, again, focusing on professional skills development, leading towards the interview and engagement phase with companies, Microsoft or our partner companies. And then there's a full week that's dedicated to professional development. It's week 10. And during that week, it varies on exactly what happens. We have guest speakers, your mentors are involved, and your Microsoft career development manager manages this week. And it's a preparation week halfway through to start getting you ready for that phase towards the end when you begin engaging for interviews and looking at opportunities. The eligibility. So program eligibility and documentation. To be eligible, you must demonstrate high school diploma or equivalent, be a legal spouse during the military service of an active duty service member, National Guard or reserve member, or a veteran of any of the U.S. Armed Forces. Eligibility for military service supplemental documentation includes PCS orders, a DD-214, or an LES, and then your spouse status during service years, PCS orders, or a marriage certificate as well. So there are prerequisites before you begin the program during the time from the application phase and until we select that cohort individuals who are going to be entered into the program. So there's a LinkedIn learning path. It's a custom LinkedIn learning path developed to introduce this server and cloud administration program. The topics include fundamental networking and Windows Server administration. It's completed in approximately 19 hours, and this does not include time needed for adequate note-taking and review. So you take the LinkedIn learning path, you study, and then you complete that LinkedIn learning path certificate. The goals and objectives, these prerequisite learning is designed to make sure we equip you with the foundational knowledge to be successful in the training. Successful applicants complete the required certificates and dedicate additional time to become conversational with topics addressed, which means when there is a interview with two of our Microsoft employees from our operations team, and you need to be able to converse in what you've learned in the prerequisite phase. Comprehension of the topics covered in prerequisites covered during admissions interview, and as I said, it's considered in the admissions decisions. And I'll turn it over to my colleague, Beth.
Thanks, Joe. So let's take a closer look at the admissions process. So the next cohorts that we are going to be recruiting for will run from February 8th through June 25th. And we have a 1-week application window. You need to bookmark that if you're interested in applying for these cohorts, because the link will only be live during this week, September 21st to 28th. And there'll be a drop-down banner on our website at that time, and you click on that, and that's how you go ahead and submit your application form. It's going to take you about 20 minutes to fill it out. This puts you in the queue, if you will. The hardest part about it is you'll have to create an Outlook account if you don't have one already. But that is September 21st through September 28th. It opens at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and closes at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then the other date to be considering is what we call our materials cutoff deadline. For these cohorts, that would be November 30th. And we need to receive all of your documentation by that time. Again, it needs to be received by 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on November 30th. And then you will be assigned an application manager, and they will give you access to secure file sharing, and that's how you'll upload all of your supporting documentation. And that will include your LinkedIn Learning Certificate of Completion, and then your proof that you are a military spouse. And then, provided you get everything uploaded in time by that materials cutoff deadline, the last step is that 30-minute interview with 2 members of our team. And we're going to be looking for, Joe talked about this a little bit already, but it's going to be some of the questions, technical questions on the LinkedIn Learning. And then we're also just trying to gauge your passion and potential for the IT field. And then you will find out roughly a month before the cohorts start if you have been accepted into the program. Some application tips, really important, like I said, to bookmark those dates, to bookmark our website, and that you are applying during that 1-week application window. Also, all of our communication with you will be via the Outlook account that you set up. So ensure that you are checking that regularly and that it is not going into your spam or junk folder. We have some other resources we'd like to share. The first, you can see some graduate testimonials. These are on our website. We have a military affairs blog. Those can be kind of inspiring and give you a better idea of what the program entails. And it talks about the journeys that the folks have gone. Some of the people before you have been on and kind of some that landed at Microsoft and what that feels like. But lots of good information on the site. Additionally, as a military spouse, you are eligible for 1 free year of LinkedIn Premium. So we have a link there that will take you to that. We certainly encourage you to take advantage of that, especially because the LinkedIn Learning that you will be doing does require a premium membership. And then we have put together a Tech Transition Toolkit, just a good resource in general for anyone who wants to get into the IT field. And then just a couple of recommended hyperlinks there about the whole career change interviewing process that we think are helpful and that we recommend. Additionally, there are some other resources for military spouses if you don't feel like MSSA is not the right place for you. If you already have industry experience and you would just like to go ahead and apply for roles that already exist, that's the link there that will take you to the Microsoft career page so you can set up a career profile. And then additionally, we work in conjunction with Hiring Our Heroes. We bring in military spouses as fellows. So you can take a look at that as well if that might be a better avenue for you. And this last slide, these are just all of our socials and ways to get in touch with us. The most important one is to that MSSA ops at Microsoft.com. If at any time you have any questions or need to reach out about anything related to this application process, the best thing is just to shoot an email there. We also have a recorded version of this info session on our YouTube page, so you can see the link for that. And then we're on all the other socials, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X. And then again, just another look at our website, and we have a very robust FAQ section on the website as well. So encourage you to take a moment and read some of that as well. So that concludes our information session, and we will open up the floor now to any questions. I'll let Joe end the recording first.